Hey, what's up everybody? This is Dan Adams. I'm a Klim backcountry team rider, as well as the owner of Next Level Riding Clinics. I'm here to talk to you about a brand new technology that Klim is a believer in, I'm a believer in. It's the new Pieps Jetforce pack. The key difference between the Jetforce packs from Pieps and any other Avalanche pack on the market is this thing is built around an electric fan. So we no longer have a bottle, a trigger, there's anything pressurized. So benefits to a rider that is going to fly anywhere. He can jump on an airplane with this pack. There's no pressurization that he has to deal with. And then there's no filling of any kind of bottles, having to pick up triggers. There's no activation kits, things like that. That's the biggest piece of this. The second benefit to it is being able to practice with the backpack. The idea that so many of us have Avalanche backpacks, but because you can buy a backpack on eBay nowadays, most people will buy a pack, put it on, suddenly they're a mountain rider, even though that they've never even practiced or tested their packs. The Pieps pack will allow you to test the pack, practice with the pack, with multiple times that you get to pull it, and when your battery needs to be charged, just plug it in and charge the system. The Pieps Jetforce pack, it comes in two different sizes. You've got your Tour Rider 24, and you've also got the Rider 10. So the benefits of the Jetforce pack, you can tell it's a really streamlined backpack, not a whole lot of hooks and things that are gonna get caught on trees and otherwise end up tearing or damaging the pack. Some of the things that I like about the backside of the backpack is these visible zippers. A lot of people don't identify with this. This outside zipper being color-coded yellow versus these others being coded black. When I am in an Avalanche situation and need someone to quickly grab my Avalanche equipment out of my backpack, I can tell that person to look for the yellow-coded zipper. Inside the yellow-coded zipper is the area of the pack where I can have my necessary probes and my Avalanche shovel ready to be assembled and get out there and get to work. So just that key piece is really, really helpful. The other zipper is just a top-mounted storage where I keep one and only thing, and that's my waterproof bagged first aid kit. It's the only thing I keep in there. That way, in an avalanche or a rescue situation, I've got my first aid kit where someone else can grab it. Makes it really helpful. The bigger part of the storage on these backpacks is actually on the inside. What makes that nice is it's protected and it also stays warm. It's actually carrying a lot of my heat for my core, and it's actually keeping the things that are inside the backpack actually pretty toasty. You can see from my pack that I've already got it integrated with a backcountry radio, which is very helpful in communication, especially in an avalanche situation. And that fits nicely inside the back of the pack as well. The storage in the back side of the backpack, and notice this padded area too, and this is on both the Tour Rider 24 as well as on the Rider 10. You've got a great protective area right there. If you, in case of an avalanche and you're falling down the hill, you ever collide into anything, the backpack is there as a protective device as well. So inside the back of it, you've got instructions about how the fan works, how to put it on, which is really, really helpful. A lot of other companies have this as in a booklet. The booklet's gonna get wet and you're probably gonna end up throwing it away. The idea that this is all stitched in and integrated into the pack is really helpful. Inside the back of the pack, we don't have to dig into everything, but this is where I'm gonna carry extra gloves. It's gonna be where I carry like a SAM splint, just some other pieces to my backcountry riding kit. Also at the very bottom of this, you can see where the electric fan is, and then when you go to charge this system, here sits the little plug that you just run right in, plug into that, and you'll plug right into the wall, and that's how you'll charge the system. So moving on to the features and benefits of the Tour Rider 24, you can already tell the way they've built this, this is where my handle is gonna be. This is really nice for storing it, or if I have to jump on an airplane, things like that, or just plain old when I'm not ready to use the pack. This has got a nice little pouch that this thing will zip up into. You're not worrying about a handle falling off or any of those types of things. To show you the features of this new pack, I'm gonna just throw it on and show you how the system works. With any pillow pack, it's super important that you put your waist strap on. Obviously, if I were riding, I'd have my crotch strap that fastens to it, and then my top strap. These straps, all three of these straps, super important to the backcountry rider. Make sure that you put them on, that's why they're there. It's like wearing a seatbelt in the vehicle. All right, so we just talked about how this thing neatly just hides back away. When I'm ready to use this thing just stays unzipped. If you want, you could zip that back up and keep that kind of nice. You can see how everything is kind of at my fingertips, ready to go. I practice as I ride, figuring out where that is. That's really helpful. And a lot of times with our helmet, you can hit it and you'll know that it's there, which is really nice. So to turn on the Pieps Jetforce pack, I'm just gonna push and hold this button on the bottom. The blue lights that just turned on right there indicate my battery level. And because I've just freshly charged this thing, it's showing all 4 blue lights. Most people have seen the back of like a MotorFist cell phone case. You've seen that when you've got a full charge, you'll see all those lights are lit. That's just telling me my battery life. That's not telling me how many pulls of this pack I have. That's actually just telling me that I have a full charge in the battery. The system working properly, the green light's gonna sit there and it's gonna flash. So every few seconds, you'll see the green light on and off. If there were ever an issue with the backpack, you'd see the red light that's just above it start to flash. So low battery life, problem with the electric fan, any of those types of things, the backpack senses that and will tell you. But for now, if I want to test the battery life, I can just push that. It's telling me that I've got those 4 lights right there. I've got a full charge. The green light is lit and ready to go. It means I can pull this pack at any time I need. This is how I go ride for the day. I'm riding, I get nervous, I'm in an avalanche, here I go. I pull the pack. While the pack is inflated, the green light stays completely solid and my power lights just sit there and cycle. Once again, if there was anything wrong with the pack, you'd see a red light there. But because we're fully inflated and you're gonna hear this thing cycle. So the pack is gonna stay inflated and the fan is going to ensure that it stays inflated for over 3 minutes. The other thing that's so unique about about this electric fan is that because it's an individual pillow, the fact that you are tumbling down the hill, you may collide with your snowmobile, collide with a branch, anything that will possibly tear this pack, this jet fan will ignite and it will continue to inflate this pillow up to an 8-inch gash in the pillow, which is just absolutely remarkable and unlike anything else that exists on the market today. This thing will cycle a few more times, getting to that 3-minute mark. Once it's hit that 3-minute mark, it will automatically deflate itself. After the 3-minute mark, it will deflate itself down to where it's easily you can take the pack off and put it back in there. The other piece of this, the fact that it deflates it back down, if I was ever completely buried, this is gonna give me this 200-liter area of air underneath the snow, so hopefully I've got some fresh air to breathe. One more feature and benefit of this backpack that is truly revolutionary to the Avalanche world is that most of your canister, trigger, pressured air, nitrogen systems, you get one opportunity, one shot to pull that pack. So say you're in an avalanche to where you're not the person that's in the avalanche, but you've deployed your pack and you're out there as a rescuer. Well, a pack like this, completely deflated, whether it's a canistered system and it's lost its charge and you're out there, well, this is essentially now a day pack, whereas if there were a secondary slide, you'd be right in harm's way again. The idea that I've got the Jetforce pack on, it's already done its cycle of 3 minutes, all of a sudden here does come a secondary avalanche. I can pull this thing again, and here I go. So as long as I've got battery life in this system, I get multiple pulls over this thing. So it doesn't matter if I put the pillow back away, I don't have to reset anything. This thing will just pull again and again and again. There's nothing like this available. So whether you're using the Jetforce Tour Rider 24 or the Rider 10, the electronic fan, first of all, first electronic fan in the industry. The idea that you get multiple deployments so that you can practice with your pillow pack is just an unbelievable thing that is so revolutionary. It's never been done before unless you're gonna buy multiple bottles, multiple triggers, and sit out there and practice, which nobody really has the money to do that, nor wants to do it that way. This is a no additional cost backpack. Guys, this jet fan, it is the most unbelievable, powerful system. If you want to compare this to your hairdryer at home that's sitting there at 4,000 or 5,000 revolutions per minute, the Jetforce electric fan is over 60,000 revolutions per minute. So you can see why this thing will fill a 200-liter bag in less than 3 seconds. And it's also going to keep that, because of its pressure switch, it's going to keep that 200-liter bag completely inflated for that 3-minute period. As far as the battery life goes, in terms of what I got to test with this Jetforce pack last season, I was doing a lot of demos throughout the day, and there were a couple of days there where I was pulling the pack 3 to 4 times a day. Obviously your battery life, once you start to use it, just like when you're using anything, your battery life's gonna go down. The idea that I can identify where the battery is and charge it up as needed. But just to know that as I turn this pack on and I don't use it, you actually have so much standby time. So if you do forget to turn the battery off each night, know that you could ride 3, 4, 5, up to a week of days if you're not using the system, and you're still gonna see a great charge on that battery. If I wanted to charge the system, this is how simple it is. I'm just gonna pull this down. You're gonna unzip your little area where your charge cable is. With the pack, you get this Jetforce little bag. Inside comes our wall-mounted charger. This thing simply will plug into right here, plugs into there, and then that just plugs into any outlet. And then if you're driving, just plug this into an inverter that'll plug into your vehicle, and you could charge this pack while you're driving to the trailhead or you're driving to your next riding destination. So we've explained how the Jetforce pack works. We've pulled the pack, we've seen how it cycles for up to 3 minutes, 200-liter bag, huge Jetforce fan that's just powering that thing up to an 8-inch gash. The thing is gonna stay inflated through that 3-minute period. This is what it looks like once it's finally done its cycle and it's done its inflate mode. Now let's put this thing back together. All right, so you've taken off your pack, you're ready to put your pillow back together. You're gonna grab this zipper, you're gonna route this zipper all the way around the pack. This is a real simple process. I'm gonna put this zipper back together right here. That thing starts to zip up there. And one of the coolest things about this backpack is that there's no special folding. You don't have to lay the pillow out and one fold over the next. Basically like I'm putting a pillow in a pillowcase. And I have tried in testing to screw this up and just put this in here as off as I could. And I'm gonna just keep bringing this thing around. Important to mention that on the 24 or the 10, that it's still a 200-liter pillow. So right here, this is a breakaway zipper design. You're gonna take that same zipper that you started over here. It's gonna run itself right off of that. You're gonna bury that zipper right down into there. You'll see this other little red tagged little handle that's connected to this cable. I'm simply gonna pull that until I hear it click. You may not have heard it click, but I did. Now it's ready to go. I put this little tab, you'll see these plastic clips. They clip right into there, just like that. I let that route right over the top of that. The fit and finish of the pack is really nice. And boom, that thing is ready to go. So that's pretty much the wrap up of the new Pieps Jetforce packs. Once again, you can have the 24 or the 10-liter pack. Probably the most revolutionary technology of 2015. People ask me all the time why Klim, why I choose to ride for Klim. It's pretty easy. It's technology that exists, that it's like this, that those guys see and they think, you know what, this is gonna make an awesome snowmobile product. We want to partner with that and be a part of that, just like Klim wanted to be a partner with Next Level Riding Clinics. We all have the same vision towards snowmobiling. That's why I choose to ride the best gear in the industry.